Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're working on the car yet again. So we still have a few things need to finish up on the car. We need to get this front clip sanded. Need to get these doors sanded and ready for blending. We need to get this back bumper addressed. But this is not a big deal. We can do this later on if we want to. But really the only damage is right here and right here. So we'll have to get that all fixed up. And then there's some little blemishes here. So nothing too terrible. A little scratch there. This is cracked right here. But I don't think I'm gonna mess with that because it's not noticeable until you're right up on the car. So I'm not really worried about it. And that would have to be blended onto the quarter and the sail panel. So I'm not gonna mess with that. But for right now, I'm going to do some more work here on the door. So what we still have to do, it's a couple days later since I primed this. So what I need to do, I need to sand this fresh primer, get it knocked down, and then we'll come back, we'll tape all this back off, and then we'll do 3 or 4 more coats, depending on if we sand through 3 or 4 pretty thick coats of primer to seal everything in, and that'll give us some to sand out any minor imperfections. So with that being said, I'm gonna grab some probably some 360 or so and start sanding. All right, guys. Oh, hold on. Let me take these off. That way I'm not yelling. But anyway, we got this sanded down with the DA. Tried using a block, but as you can see, it just gums it up. Same thing with the DA. 320, it just gums it up. So anyway, probably have to go get some coarser or more coarse, whatever correct terminology is for that. Have to go get some more coarse sandpaper. But I got this all sanded down. You can't feel where our tape line was. So that was pretty much what we were after. If you're hearing that, that's squirrels in the attic again. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, we got this sanded up, as you can see, all the way down. There's a little dent down here. Not too worried about it, to be completely honest. So now we can take and we can wipe this down, come back over it with our 3-4 pretty heavy coats of primer, get it built up pretty good. That way we can come back and block it down. Probably won't hit it with the DA that time. We'll just have to see. But anyway, like I said, we'll get this taped off. We'll get everything taped off, like the mirrors. Get this taped off because we're not painting this. Kind of nicked it there with sandpaper, but we can get that touched up. That's not a big deal. We'll get this taped off. And, well, we'll get to throwing some primer. All right, guys, we got everything taped up. I didn't go too crazy with the taping because, again, very low pressure. If you're wondering what primer I'm using, this is the primer, black primer, because, like I said in the last video, I figured if we did this with gray primer, it would use a lot more paint to cover, and it would be a lot more difficult to blend because we are blending this. So that's why I got black primer, and then I plan to get some black sealer to throw over this and the front clip when we go to paint the car. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna get this shook up. 3 to 4 coats, pretty heavy, and well, we'll go from there. All right, so got the first coat on. It's currently flashing. It's basically the carriers in this are evaporating off and all the chemicals, called flashing. So this is flashing off the first coat. Probably have to wait 5 or so minutes, but I know this stuff is not super entertaining, but I want to show this stuff because this is the stuff that actually makes a difference. You know, I mean, again, I'm no professional by any stretch of the imagination, but it's these little details like this that really do add up. And getting a professional-esque looking job, now again, it's not going to look professional. It's not going to be perfect, and I know that. But we're trying to get it as close to professional as we can get it. So hopefully, I think the only body work on this is this here. We're going to have to do some pretty good sanding on the edges. Like the edges of the hood right here. But I think the hood doesn't have any dents in it. I think the fender, this fender has a little bit of a, I guess a dent in it, I guess. Looks like somebody got up close to a park block or something like that. I guess, I don't know. It's very straight and it's kind of diagonal on the fender. We'll have to do something with that. And then the back bumper. Like I said, I don't know about the back bumper because I want to get this car painted around Thanksgiving. So I don't know. Hopefully we're going to get to that, but we might not. If not, it's not a big deal. We can do that later, like I said. But I'd kind of like to do everything in one shot. But I really want to get this car done. And then these pieces. If we go ahead and do the back bumper, I'm going to go ahead and paint these 3 trim pieces on each side. Get those body color, that way they just look nicer. But anyway, as y'all see, this is tacking up pretty good, or flashing out pretty good. So here in a second, I will go ahead and throw another coat on it. And also, I thought I would mention, I just got the second coat on here. But I thought I would mention why I'm doing this before putting the fender on. There's really no reason except for simply it's less to tape off. So once this is done, we'll get this untaped and then we'll throw the fender on. But you know, didn't want to have to deal with trying to tape the fender off and all that kind of stuff. So that's why we're doing it this way. You know, some people may do it another way. Some of them things is kind of personal preference. So anyway, like I said, just got the second coat on here. So once this is done, then we'll do 2 more, get this untaped, and once that is dry, we'll throw the fender on. That way we don't have to worry about nicking this, and it's fresh. And I'm hoping my grandpa's home by then. That way we can have 2 people looking at it, and we don't have to worry about nicking the door here. All right, so as y'all can see here on the camera, I got some little spots still drying up. Had a couple little drips from our paint can there, but I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna get this thing untaped, at least the first layer, and then I'll probably wait and do the second one once this dries up. That way we don't have to worry about it with getting dirt in it. As you can see, we're already stirring up dirt. But well, let's go ahead and do both of them. Why not? So anyway, I tried to not run up to our tape a whole lot. I did down here and I did up here, obviously. But along here, I tried not to run all the way up to the tape. That way there's not a super hard edge there. Now again up here, since it's such a small area, it's kind of hard to prevent. But it is what it is. Again, it'll sand out just like it did before. So here it is, guys. Move this out the way. Here it is. So the camera's picking up more of this than I am, but as you can see, we are pretty flat. There's a couple high spots, but as you can see, it's pretty good. Got a little overspray in here, not a big deal. It's gonna get overspray in there when we paint this, so it's not that big a deal to me. But anyway, like I said, we're gonna have to sand this edge, as you can see, there's a pretty hard edge there. It's not a big deal though. Like I said, we can get that sanded out. And then over here, real light. Down here, got an edge all the way down. Not a big deal. Like I said, it's not a big deal. It'll all sand out up here. Will be kind of tricky because we have this chrome trim. We're not taking this whole thing apart. I don't know if I've mentioned that. But we're not taking the handle out. We're not taking the mirror out. We're not taking this chrome or this stainless trim off, and we're not taking this chrome trim off because I've taken this mirror off before and it sucks. Let me just tell you. I don't know about these handles, but I do know that chrome trim and those mirrors absolutely suck to take apart on this car. And then this stainless trim that runs up and over and down, those are very, very thin pieces of stainless, and they are pressure fit or something like that. They just sit there. There's nothing that attaches them or anything like that. So I would imagine when you go pulling on them, you're going to break them all day long. So you're either going to break them or you're going to kink them. So they're staying right where they're at. I know some people, oh, you should take it apart and blah, blah. I know, but been there, done that, don't want to do it again. Again, I don't know about these front handles, but the rear handles absolutely suck because we replaced one on that side over there. But it's going to stay as complete as possible. Again, I know some folks would say, oh, you need to take it all apart and do all this stuff, and I get it, but I'm not going to do that simply for the sake of time. So, like I said, I know I want to get this car done, and I was just talking to my grandpa. He ran up to the house to do some stuff, but this rear bumper, I think we're going to hold off on that. And the reason for that being is I think I'm going to look and see if I can find a new bumper or a good bumper off a black car. That way we can just throw it on. We don't have to paint it. We don't have to blend anything. We're good to go. If we can find a black one, that would be great. Because that bumper is pretty rough. And the chrome piece, I actually noticed there's a little pucker in the chrome. So it would kind of need replaced anyway. But let's hop up here and let's take a look at a couple different angles of our repair here. Alright, so actually flip this over. That way we can get up close to the door. But there, y'all have it. So, like I said, it's pretty nice. I'm pretty proud of myself for this. Also something funny. Look at the little bug tracks. But, like I said, I'm pretty proud of myself. And then again, on this bumper, we have some bubbling. We have a crease along here. That down there, a crack. This here. So, and then, again, that hole. So, I think I'm going to try to find a different bumper. Not too concerned about it for the time being. But if we come over here, you can also see our bodywork there. So, good, pretty nice. The edge is not super thick. It's exactly how I wanted it. So, I'll throw a picture up here on the screen of how this door was when we brought the car home right at 2 years ago. So, now that y'all see that and you can see here, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty proud of that. Again, being as I have limited body work experience, I guess is the word for that, I'm pretty proud of that. So, I'm going to do some cleanup here. We have a mess, but I'm going to do some cleanup here, and then I think next we're going to pop this bumper out. As y'all know, we needed to paint the crash bar up in there. Y'all can see it. We need to get that painted, but I had a brain fart. So, I actually have this bumper absorber piece that I completely forgot about over here for the car. So, it will cover that piece, I think. So I'm going to pop the bumper out and slide that in, and we'll see how it looks with this guy in there. I'm kind of hoping I don't have to paint it, the crash bar. This thing is kind of beat up, so I'll probably be looking for another one. But let's, like I said, let's do some cleanup. We'll slide this thing up in there and see how we're looking. Matter of fact, guys, I started editing this video real quick to see, because I don't like the videos to be super long, because I know it's hard for y'all to follow. So we're getting around that 15-20 minute mark, so I think we're going to call it here. Now in the next video, we're going to be doing this, and it's getting kind of late, but we're going to be doing this. I think we're going to stick this fender on, so y'all stay tuned for that. But anyway, guys, like I said, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a great day.